My goodness. So lately I've been very tired. I haven't had the energy to do the things that I wanted to do, things that I need to do. And I've been slacking a little bit, and I was being hard on myself, shaming myself into getting work done because I was so tired, drinking glasses full of green tea, thinking that this was age. I knew it wasn't depression because depression shows up differently in me. And, it was mentioned to me that it might be my vitamin D, but that didn't sit right with me. It didn't make what didn't feel like a good fit. And so then I chalked it up to stress, and I assumed that maybe I was just stressed out. And I was punishing myself for needing rest, you know? And after my acupuncture appointment, and doing a little bit of research and listening to my body, I've learned that it's my PCOS. I have a cyst and 2 fibroids on my left ovary, and now I have developed one on my right. I can feel it. So that's why I'm so tired. And, I was beating myself up about it. I was thinking it was the stuff that I was eating, but I would eat heavy in the morning because I changed my diet. I've minimized tremendously the amount of meat that I eat. And I was already cutting back on sugar and stuff like that because I have PCOS. I don't eat a lot of bread or dairy or any of those things. And so I was beating myself up because I just knew it had to be something that I was doing wrong. And the reality is, I have done everything right. I have done everything in my power to take care of my body, to love my body, to treat my body and my body's conditions. It's out of my hands. And I just kept telling myself I wasn't doing enough. You're not doing enough. You're not doing enough. And so exhausted. I would go to the gym exhausted. I would do my homework and I would do the things I needed to do. I would go hang out with individuals. I would work on what I need to work on. Exhausted, not giving myself the rest. And honestly, I've been discovering that I don't even need a lot of rest. I took a nap the other day for like 17 to 20 minutes, and that was all I needed. If I would have slept any longer, I would have been groggy. I needed to slow down. I needed to slow down and listen to what my body was telling me. I needed to slow down and focus and do a check-in, and my acupuncture appointment did that for me. I was able to slow down and connect with my body. I was able to reflect on what was said to me during the session and apply it to the conditions that I have. And because these are conditions that I live with, right? I live with PCOS, I live with PTSD, I live with depression and anxiety, and I consider them to be a strength. Because I live with them, sometimes I forget about their symptoms. And just because you live with something, just because you connect with something, doesn't mean you don't need to know how to define it. And I've been learning how to sit with these conditions, sit with my emotions, and figure out how to define them so I know how to treat them in that moment, so I know how to care for them. I need to know the breakdown. I need to really get to know it. Just accepting it is not enough. Accepting it fully means knowing the symptoms, knowing the definitions, knowing how to treat it in a way that is acceptable to me and my body. And so I'm going to allow myself to rest. because my body is taking care of me, even though she is living in a fight or flight state, having the pain on and off inconsistently of cysts growing inside of her, the mood swings that come with that, the hormone imbalance, the stress, that comes from these conditions, everything that comes, she's rocking with me. She's loving on me. She's carrying me from place to place. And ultimately, outside of these conditions, she's healthy as fuck. And she's getting stronger by the minute because I have changed the way I eat, because I do work out regularly. And she deserves more appreciation than I've been giving her. She deserves more. And it's not that I'm not doing enough. It's that I need to show her more love. I'm doing enough to take care of her, but I'm not showing her love. I'm not giving her words of affirmation. I'm not connecting with her in the way that she deserves to be connected with. And that's my fault. That's something I have to work on. And so I will show her love. I will have the courage to love my body, whether she's inflamed or not inflamed. I'll have the courage to embrace the cysts that are growing inside of me, because we know that everything is seasonal. They're seasonal. They're seasonal things that are part of this journey with me. And so I am accepting them and welcoming them. And I will treat them, and I will, shrink them and do what I need to do to heal so that my body can regain the energy that she deserves, because she needs more energy and they're sucking the energy out of her. But I can do other things to keep my energy up. I can rest. I can give myself rest. I can make sure I spread out my work well enough so that even if I do rest, stuff is still getting done, right? Yeah. I just wanted to share where I'm at on my PCOS journey, because every time I think I got it under wraps, it surprises me. Initially, when I was diagnosed with PCOS, it was a hormone imbalance. My testosterone was high, my estrogen was low. My insulin, I developed an insulin resistance. I was pre-diabetic, and my vitamin D was very low. That was when I was first diagnosed. And I managed to eat and work out a certain way. I worked out an hour a day, and I removed all artificial flavoring and sweeteners and all the things. I stopped eating boxed food with artificial preservatives. I started eating cleaner, and my period was regulated by me. And that continued on. That's been my journey. I didn't take birth control. I couldn't think of the word for some reason. I didn't take birth control or any other types of medication to treat my PCOS. I didn't do those things. And the next thing that occurred for me with my PCOS was gut inflammation. And then I developed the cyst on my left ovary. And my hormones were balancing out because they had to for me to have my period regularly. But they're balanced like I said, because of my consistency. If I was to stop working out and eating the way I eat, of course they would go back. I still have the insulin resistance, of course. So my hormones are pretty balanced, but I do have the cyst, and like I said, they're balanced because of my treatment plan. But now it appears that I'm developing on the right, and I blamed myself. I blamed stress. I said that I must be suppressing something. And I think in some ways I was suppressing something, but that was not the reason for my cyst. I blamed myself for everything. I blamed myself for needing more rest. I blamed myself for developing the cyst on my right. I felt like I was doing something wrong and I was failing myself. That was not the case. And so if you feel like this, it's not the case. And like I said, I work diligently to treat my illnesses, and reminding myself of that. I have the I have the soreness in my legs to prove it. I have the the food in my fridge to prove it. This is the way I eat. This is my lifestyle. It's not even a diet. It's not a diet. It's not something. It's not a treatment. It's my lifestyle. And so I have to constantly remind myself that, so that I won't fall into these modes where I blame myself for being sick. Because the reality is, my theory is that all of this started when I was abused as a child. I think that all of this is a result of that. I think that ultimately this is PTSD has extended into these different conditions. The amount of stress that my body experienced is what set the tone for the imbalance, which set the tone for the PCOS, which here we are. I experienced PTSD as a child. As I've been learning about PTSD, I'm becoming more aware that I was experiencing it as a child. And my PCOS started in middle school. I had a lot of stress on my body and a lot of stress on my reproductive system. That's just my theory. I haven't ran with it, done any research or nothing like that, because usually if I'm doing research, it's for school or for business purposes. But that's just a theory of mine. Either way it goes, it's not my fault. This is my body's response to the trauma that I experienced. It's all my job. My job is to take care of her, is to love on her and to shower her with praise. And that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Whether I got 2 chins or 1. Because that's been my biggest thing I've been picking on myself about, is having a double chin, is having a full face, is having neck rolls, is having big arms, is having a stomach that's air quotes acceptable one moment, and then having a full pregnant looking belly the next moment. I've been picking on myself because of my appearance, and the reality is, inside and out, I'm beautiful. I am. Whether I look like what they call a snack or not, I'm beautiful. My appearance is not a reflection on who I am. And my appearance is fine. Whether it's acceptable to the next person or not, my appearance is fine. You could ask any doctor, get a second opinion, third, fourth, fifth. I'm healthy as fuck. And that's all that matters, is that I am healthy. I am doing what I need to do to stay healthy and sharp and alive, so that I can, 1, take care of me and my babies, but 2, take care of those, spread my word and help others heal. I'm good. I am. It doesn't matter how I look. It doesn't matter if I got a 6-pack or not. It doesn't matter if my stomach is flat or full. It doesn't matter if my stomach is flat one moment and then inflamed the next. It doesn't matter if my face is full, if I got 1, 2, or 3 chins. I am me regardless. And I am worthy of love and attention regardless. I am. And so that's where I'm at on my PCOS journey. That is my PCOS update. That is some realization that I had today that I needed to share, because my goodness, I've been beating myself up about being tired. I literally cried. I cried because I knew I needed to get my homework done. And I'm like, Deshae, you are 31 years old. Beyonce be on that damn stage dancing and doing all the what she doing. She on tour and all the things, and she is older than you. That was my comparison. Look. Okay. I was fussing at myself because I wasn't able to do the things I needed to do. And it pushed me. I drank some green tea and I did what I needed to do. But I was still tired. It gave me a little vibrance. But eventually I was tired again. The reality is I have to listen to my body and stop rejecting what she's telling me. If I need a rest, I need a rest, and that's okay. I'm going to get things done regardless, because I am who I am. I'm Deshae, baby. Stuff is happening. And so I've been thinking about that. It's like I said, it's been on my mind heavy this morning. And, like I said, I've been trying to get back in the groove of things, and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get back in the groove of things. And it's because my body is tired. She's undergoing a lot. She's undergoing a lot. She's so powerful and resilient to be going through all of what she's going through right now and still carrying me through life, still being healthy, still fighting off illnesses, making sure I don't get sick, right? Still fighting off viruses, I should say. We be in contact with people all the time who can or cannot have the cold or the COVID or whatever. But she takes care of me. She takes care of me. So that is it for now. I'm gonna start doing my homework, and then I'm gonna take a nap. I'm gonna do the outline for my PowerPoint, and then I'm gonna take a nap because I deserve it.